Hey, Maxim here. I just had a brilliant embodiment of this whole topic I was talking about. Um, so I was talking about the desire for, especially for masculine, to control things. We want to control things. We want to plan things. We want to make sure that it works in a way that's logical for us, or in a way which is under our control. And I was talking about it in a live video on Facebook, and then suddenly my phone decided to restart. So I was talking about the fact that today I woke up at 4 a.m. and kind of things shifted. They've shifted to me earlier, but that day they really shifted in a sense of there was a lot of triggering moments. The moments which in the past I would be just like, this is not right. Like I woke up at 4 a.m. and my student who's supposed to be there, she wasn't there. She just missed the time, and she sent a message saying, "Hey, sorry, I won't be there," like 3 hours before that, but I was sleeping, so. And in the past, I would be just like, stupid students, why am I doing this shit? And this morning, I didn't care much. I was like, yep, okay, whatever. I gonna do what I want to do, and I sat down and wrote an article about love and addiction, which is going live today or tomorrow, latest. And then I had another webinar after that planned. And webinar, like I was writing the article still on the floor, so I missed I think webinar by like 15 minutes. I tried to join, and it was too late. And it was like this thing again was like, and the easiest thing would be like to blame them, to like they stupid, they don't let you join, or to blame myself for missing it, but none of this happened. I just like, okay, so I'm meant to be now. And funny enough, after that, they've sent me, like an hour later, they sent me an email saying, hey, I hope you enjoyed the webinar. We're gonna do a repeat on this on Saturday in a different time, which the time is way more suitable for me because of the time zone. So it's just 10 p.m. here instead of 4 a.m. And I'm like, sweet. I would prefer that one way more than like a 5 a.m. experience. And the third thing which happened this morning was grown from the conversation I had before with a friend of mine, Leona Wallace. She is a self-love expert, and she helps people with finding their self-love. And a good friend of mine who I met in Colonia, I think Colonia it's called, if I'm not mistaken. It's a beautiful place in somewhere in Vancouver, I think. My geography might be a bit off, but whatever. So I was talking to her about the uh, the troubles of embodiment, the things, especially for feminine, like that feminine often talk about things, but then they never embody it, and like then that whole conversation led to us, to her asking like, hey, this conversation is great, let's record it. Like let's go on live and do on the same conversation, but let's record it this time, and see if people resonate with it because it's like it needs stuff which needs to be talked about. And before I would be just like, oh no, I don't know. We need to plan it. We need to market it. We need to figure out where does it go. What do we need this and stuff like this. But now I'm just like, that time was very different because we literally planned it like 7 hours before we had it, which was really interesting for me. And it was that piece which was the JFDI piece. The accelerator that I went had this. Um, they call it just fucking do it, but obviously JFDI stands for just fucking do it. That they couldn't say it that way because government funding and stuff. When I left Singapore, when I like a year ago, I had this thing. I had like GFDI spirit where I just like, hey, you want to try this? Yeah, let's go and try it. Like, don't overthink it. Just let go of control and see what happens. And beautiful things happened to me when I did this. And when I get into a relationship, in my previous relationship, I feel because there was also kid involved, like when I was starting to become a dad, that part of me kind of started to die because you like, oh, you need to be responsible and all this, like, oh, you need to plan things because there's children involved and stuff like this. and I miss that part. I like that part of myself. I like being able to just like wake up and be like, hey, okay, today we're going there, and like don't uh, don't worry about like freakouts and stuff like this about it. And yeah, so that's for me. That's the essence of letting go of control. Is when you just like, hey, you feels like you're gonna want to go there today. Just go there today. It doesn't need to be pre-planned for like 10 years beforehand. Um, so the second thing I was talking about in this life, it is the reasons why I would try to control, and especially masculine. I feel like the reasons why, like if I think like if I feel into the reasons why I like try to control my partner, for example, the addiction behavior, for example, like the fear what drives our control desire. We're so afraid that either people gonna judge us, so that's why we control our image. So we post a very specific things on Facebook and being known very radical so people don't think bad of us. Then we try to control our partners in a way where we tell them like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this because you can hurt me. And that's like, I'm gonna tell you not to do those things. And that's a big difference between control from other person and self-control. So for me, like the self-control is when you're in a relationship and you go out and you have like an awesome dance and you have a connection with someone on the dance floor and the connection is amazing, but for you, you are committed to a relationship, and let's say you're not in poly relationship. So you choose to be in a monogamous relationship for whatever reason. Not this, not topic of that conversation. That's another video. Um, then you yourself choose to control your own sexual desires or desires to connect with that person in that way because you are in a relationship. It's your choice. It's not someone restricting you to do that. And that's a huge difference. Because when you feel someone restricting you, you feel trapped. So the thing that we do with our partners when we tell them, don't go drink, I don't like you drinking, I don't like you going out and doing this with your friends, I don't like you playing video games. Like I heard this from my partners before. I don't like you playing video games, and I'm like, and I stopped the things that I've enjoyed, the and it didn't feel good that I couldn't. I just like I felt like I need to hide from my partner to do something, and I enjoy, and it just feels awful. So when we try to control people around us, we shouldn't really, because this is not our under our control. The only thing that you can control is yourself. This is the thing that you have full control over, yourself and how you act. Not the feelings. The feelings, they will come and go. There will be feelings of anger, anxiety, and all these things. You will want to like do nasty things, but the actions is what is under our control. The actions what defines who you are. Not your feelings, not that like, oh, I find this person attractive while I'm in a relationship, I probably is a bad person. No, you're not. The self control there for yourself is that you choose to observe those feelings and control your actions. And you can just not control them on one hand. Like, if you read about poly, people will be just like, yeah. But even there, like, that was my impression of polyamory, right? I thought people just, like, go and, like, have sex every time. But since I've been reading this opening up book, it's been very different because in a lot of, like, they say in a lot of couples that there is an intention there that communication first. So you don't just go and like, hey, I like this person. You intentionally uh, tell your partner that, hey, I had this amazing dance with this person, and I want to explore this further. You don't go behind their back, have sex with them, and then come to your partner and say, "Hey, we're in the polyamorous relationship. I'll just gonna go fuck someone." So it's the monogamous relationship. Same way, it's not about control. It's communication, but we lack this communication because we replaced monogamy as a control mechanism to say you are only allowed to sleep with one partner, which is a control mechanism. So I invite you to see where you're controlling the things which are not yourself in your life, like your kids, or your partners, or your public image, and see, do you actually need to control them? Do you actually need to control them, or can you just let go and see what happens? Because when you let go, when you just fucking do it, things happen, and sometimes things happen which are not that great, but if you're not attached, if you don't are not trying to control the result, then there's no disappointment. Then it just happened. Something happened which the outcome might be not what you would desire, but it's also what it is. And there's no reason to be upset about it. So, don't be a control freak. Maxim out.